This video is about Nolan Wells. His body was found July 6, 2026 off of Horn Island off the coast of Mississippi. Two autopsies were done. One of them, the preliminary autopsy on one of them, it was said to be the cause of death was undetermined. Before I get into this case, I'm an intuitive psychic medium. I'm going to be offering my opinion on this case. Before I get into Nolan, I want to speak about some other cases just briefly, and I'll get back to Nolan here. And let's see here. I want to talk about Otzi the Iceman. You can look it up on Google. This man died over 5,000 years ago, and they found him frozen in the Alps in Europe, in the mountains of Europe. And they found, what he was wearing, how he died, how it was position of his body, what he ate, what he was wearing, any diseases, conditions in his body. They found all kinds of stuff, heart disease, arthrosclerosis, I believe, H. pylori virus in their stomach, Lyme disease, lactose intolerant, worn joints, all kinds of things. This is over 5,000. He died over 5,000 years ago, and to find all these things, and you come to a body that's only a few days old, and they can't determine anything, a cause of death, and so that doesn't make sense. So y'all can look that up on Google. Anyway, before I get into the Nolan, I want to talk about, because it's somewhat similar, this two people here, Melissa Casillas, her remains were found this year. She went missing last year, and her remains were supposedly found, and it was also determined as undetermined. So that doesn't make sense. And then this other one, recently, Elena Moore. She went missing, then they found her remains, and autopsies were done, or an autopsy was done, and it was also determined as the cause of death is undetermined. Now, some tests are still out, but regardless of what they say, I have my own information, and as to it's not really going to matter. Anyway, so as far as Nolan, I'm getting that he didn't get on the boat to come back, his boat or any other boat. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that he disappeared on the island itself. He didn't disappear on a boat, because he never got on a boat to come back to the shore. He disappeared on the island itself. That's what I'm getting. Also getting there was no accident, there was no drowning, no suicide, no foul play. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting that he, not just him, but those two other people, Melissa Casillas, Elena Moore, and Nolan Wells, getting that the remains or bodies they found of them, I know it's going to sound crazy because people are not used to this, based on my abilities, I'm getting that these three people, Nolan, Melissa Casillas, Elena Moore, bodies they found, or remains they found, or not their real bodies or remains. That's it. Based on my abilities, that's what I'm getting. Now, you may say, okay, what are you talking about? How can that be? Well, okay, I'll tell you. These people, these three people, Nolan, Melissa Casillas, Elena Moore, are starseeds. And it was their time to go back where they came from. They came from the stars. They were here for a certain amount of time, and it was their time to go back. And they went back, and the bodies they found, or remains they found, or, like I said, not there. It's somebody that looks identical, but it's not their real bodies. I'm getting all three still alive, but they're alive somewhere else out in the stars in God's creation. That's what I'm getting. And I'm getting that this happens a lot in these missing 411 cases, and most of them are in like national parks and state parks, etc. And but that's what I'm getting, that there was no foul play, there was no suicide, no accident, no drowning. He never got on a boat to go back. He disappeared on the island. And I have a video of a little boy who went missing, I believe it's Darius McDougal, on my channel. He disappeared like feet away from his friends. The friends turned away for a few seconds. They turned to look at him behind them, and the little boy was just gone. He never was found again. And they were just within feet of him, and he's gone. Anyway, back to Nolan. I'm getting that he is alive and well. He is in a place called Tanton. T is in Tom, A-N is in Nancy, T-O-N is in Nancy, Tanton. It's another planet out in God's universe. And I'm getting the sky color is a soft pink. It's not blue like ours. It's a soft pink color. He's on Tanton, and that's what I'm getting. He's alive and well. And if you want to understand it in a more religious way, or you could say his soul volunteered to come into the soul of Nolan Wells when he was born as a baby. He volunteered sort of on a mission to come and be the soul of Nolan Wells when he was born as a baby and grew up to a certain age. And at a certain age, God called him home. He fulfilled his assignment here. He called him home to go back to where he came from, where he was living as his soul was living before he came to earth to live as Nolan, as the soul of Nolan Wells. And his assignment here was up, and he was taken back home where he came from, where he was living previously. And the bodies, in like these cases, they were found that deemed to be undetermined cause of death, or just like a form of closure for the family, something to bury at a funeral as a form of closing. But like I said, based on my abilities, I'm getting that Nolan's still alive. The other two ladies are still alive. And that's what I'm getting. Thank you.